What's up, guys? I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, so I'll try to keep it brief. I probably won't go on a rant for 6 hours, but it is what it is. I happen to do that when I do videos, apparently. Guess that's what I get for streaming. Just talk to myself endlessly, all the voices just queuing off. No one knows why, but we're here. So, today, a lot of things have happened over the last couple of months. I know I missed a lot of streams. I know I took a lot of time off from Thanksgiving until like February, but it is what it is. Things happen, life changes, people change, and people have to do what they have to do. So that's what I did. So today I'm going to do a video on self-love and self-worth. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit. I did write a few things down, but I'm going to do what I always do and wing it most of the time. Did put my keynotes, but we're going to talk about self-love, and a lot of people think that self-love, like the definition on dictionary.com and a few other dictionaries I checked, was basically self-love embodies narcissism. But we're not talking about self-love in the sense of being narcissistic. We're talking about self-love in the sense of your own regard for your own safety and personal well-being and happiness, correct? So, and then the definition of narcissism, true narcissism, is excessive or erotic interest in oneself or one's physical appearance. Something to do with, vanity, the staring in the mirror and just engorged with yourself. So, what is self-love? Okay, so self-love. Let's see. Self-love is a trial that's balanced on two hands. Okay, so you have it's hard to obtain, but it's well deserved when you have it. And it's spread between those two different things we've got here. On the one hand, you've got the instance of where it's true self. It's who you are, and then the other is what society sees you as. Correct. So why do we as humans always fall into those two categories where we're either the ones working to save someone else or we're the ones screwing everyone over? There's no in between. There's no in between. I mean, there was a quote that I was is a movie or maybe it was somebody famous. I mean, I saw it was like there's one or two people in the world. I've said this before on stream. I've said it on a few videos. You're either the one getting screwed over, or there's two types of people in the world. Excuse me, let me correct myself. Ad lib back. There's two types of people in the world. There is the ones that believe that everyone's great. So, and there's ones that screw everybody over. So if you're the one person that believes that there's not two types of people in the world, the ones getting screwed over and the ones screwing them over, you're the one getting screwed over, and you don't want to be that person. Well, I don't like to look at society that way, even though I have a bad view on society and how crappy it is. So, why is it thrown in those two categories? Why is the world's population and society thrown into that? We need to change that. People need to see the truth. So, self-love, have you taken care of yourself lately? Have you done something for yourself personally to make yourself a better person, growing, becoming somebody that you want to be? That tree that is setting up roots and growing, going down, grabbing those minerals and resources you need to survive and strive and grow as a person. You know, those types of things, just simple things like that. And it's like, you should care about yourself. You should love yourself before you can be loved by anyone else. Love is it's just a word that we slap on, and every language has that word for love. You slap it in, and it becomes blanketed and used all the time. But you can love someone, you can be in love with someone, and you can love someone for who they are. There's differences. There's different levels of love. Now, like, love not quantifiable to me. Like, to me, thinking about it cosmically, love is not quantifiable. It can't be put in a box. It's not meant to be in a box. It never was, but it's a word that we slap on the box there. So, love is a word we use, right? I can't quantify it. Don't understand why everybody tries to quantify it. It's indistinguishable. It's one of its own. So we live day in and day out. We try to find balance. We're trying to find the truth and reality of who we are, our own being. what we do day in and day out is we need to care for ourselves. I mean, even in the bad days, we need to care for ourselves. And I'm guilty of this. I've done it for months, just not taking care of myself. And if I didn't have that little booger behind me, I'd be screwed, right? I mean, that's how it is. So I'm bad for that. I really am. I really am bad for that. But I try. I really do try. So who are we? Who are we as people? Like, who are you? Who are you? Do I know who I am? Do you know who you are? That's the question. Now, what do we do day in and day out to take care of ourselves? I know we feed ourselves, we clothe ourselves, we bathe, we hopefully do all of that. We hopefully. So, I mean, that's the thing. So we do that, right? And like me, I let other people vent to me all the time. I let them vent day in and day out. That is fine, you know. So they can vent. They can vent all they want. But I compartmentalize everybody that says something to me. I compartmentalize it. So I put it in little boxes. All these little boxes. I have boxes for everything. I really do. I'm kind of referencing a nice comedy skit here too, because it is kind of funny. One of these days, Yanni, I'll show it to you. Um, so everything is compartmentalized, putting it away, sorting it in folders. But my own life is just crazy. It's all over the place. 90% of the time, I don't know what's bothering me. If something's bothering me, it's bothering me. I don't know what to do about it. But I can help other people. So I feel good about myself when I do that. So, I've learned to take an interest in people around me, that come through my life. And there's some people that aren't worth my time. And that's probably why I'm a hermit most of the time. I don't feel that people are worth my time. So we take that and slap them off, and I just get rid of them. Don't want to deal with them, right? So, you have to let the people in your life that are willing to grow with you and make you as a person grow and bloom. There's very few people like that in the world. Most people take advantage of you. They just want to snag you and grab you and just drain you for everything you are and leave you as a shell of your former self. It's not good. So you have to take care of yourself. Self-worth, self-love. Okay? You know, and the main thing is, you need to realize that there's someone out there in the world that is always going to be better than you at one aspect or another. I mean, I'm a terrible mechanic when it comes to actually working on anything other than just motorcycles. Bad, really bad. Don't let me do it. We'll probably break something. When I take it apart, it will not go back the way it will go back the way it was, but it will have extra pieces magically. Duct tape solves everything, by the way. Anyways, so back on point. Tangents. Like I said, I'm terrible at fixing cars. But you give me a piece of electronics, you slap it down in front of me, you give me the tools and a little bit of time, and generally I can figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. Like I can logically break things up and figure them out. I used to do it all the time as a kid, take it off, just drive mom and dad crazy. I would just destroy things, put them back together. They'd work somewhat. But just fixing like that. But you have to understand that there's always going to be somebody out there in the world that is better than you at something. So you may be an astrophysicist, top of your class, all the way up in the top of the pyramid, but you're going to be terrible at a whole bunch of other stuff. So what do you take from that? You take that goal of somebody else being better and you drive that in. You just drive it in and be like, okay, well, I'm going to get better at this. I'm growing as a person. And that comes to the whole thing with relationships too. Like, you don't go into a relationship trying to change somebody else. You don't let somebody into the relationship and try to change for them either, because you're not growing as a person. There's a difference between changing and growing. I mean, they're interlaced. They are. But changing completely for someone, like who you actually are, and growing with someone, it's two different things. Two different completely things. It's just opposite ends of the spectrum. So, you know, basically what I'm trying to say today, and I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be charismatic today. I mean, I had a great weekend. I had a great couple of weeks, and I'm feeling better in the sense of like I'm actually like trying to focus on things in my life. I have my good days, I have my bad days. I have a lot of bad days still. But like today is a decent day and I wanted to just put something out there, a little positivity, a little spin on life, letting people know that people do care and people are out there for you. You you have to understand that you have to love yourself before anyone else can love you. So work from that point. Don't judge yourself too harshly on things you can't obtain. That job, you know, that perfect mate that you think is perfect in your mind, they may not be perfect for you. I mean, on paper, it may be golden to you, but it's not what's right. In the cosmic scheme of things. Personal growth is something we should all try to accomplish on a very small scale every day. Just something small. Don't take big strides. Take little ones. Just walking up a couple of steps is getting you to that final goal where you need to be. You know? So, I hate things in my life. I hate a lot of things in my life. And I've been trying to figure out what's wrong and try to set goals and take small steps and work it and get that garden to grow. But you can't get that garden to grow overnight. It's just not, you can't plant the seeds, throw some fertilizer in their soil and throw water on it and expect to wake up the next morning and poof, full garden. It doesn't work that way. At least not yet. But we will get there. Anyways, back on point. Back on point. Always back on point. I have to reel myself and go. Anyways, okay, so where are we at? Oh yes, self-love. Yeah, self-love, self-love. Gotta love them tangents. Anyways, we're back at. So my thing is, I'm miserable. I'm dense. I really am dense a lot of times, day to day. But I am able to give, if I'm able to give one person, one single person, a glimmer of hope, something to make their bad day just a little bit more reasonable, then I feel like I've done a little bit of good in this world, and it makes me feel better. Plain and simple. Don't beat yourself down. Don't beat yourself down and try to change things that you can't and work on things that you can. Just little things. We're all human beings here, guys. We're all human beings. We got to find common ground between each other. The cosmic chance is something some people think of as fate. Others strive to think there's an actual plan. I'm up for cosmic occurrences. Like it's just particles. That's just me. But the main thing is, you just take a few minutes a day and be at peace with yourself. Find those things. I take time for my family and friends. I do. I also take time for myself. I mean, be it just meditating, just relaxing with Loki. I mean, he's passed out, guys. He's out. But just enjoying a simple cup of tea, reading something. Sitting down and watching something on television. Just something. But I came across a quote while I was putting some pins in it, and it says, embracing your flaws. If you can learn to love yourself and all of your flaws, you can love other people so much better, and that makes you so happy. Okay, now just think about that for a minute. Just digest that for a minute. Like, where are you? Like, what are you getting into with that? What are you doing with that? We see our flaws. We see all of our flaws in ourselves. We look at them in the mirror and we see all these things, and we think the world sees every single one of them. They don't. They don't. They don't. But we do, and we judge ourselves even more harshly than the world judges us. So, downright, don't worry about your ailments. If you can't fix them, it's okay. Work on things you can. Work on your personal growth. And the main thing I just wanted to leave you with, I'm trying to focus, trying to stay. I know it's out there. Look at it this way, and let me leave you with a little thought. If you can't accept your own flaws, the things that just agitate the piss out of you, how the hell do you expect the world to understand and accept them? If you do not grow from within, how do you expect to be fruitful in someone else's life? That's Straddle's thoughts for today. Have a great day, guys.